Hey everyone, and welcome back to OntarioCyrptids. Today marks episode 160. If you're new to my channel, every 5th episode I thank those who have commented regularly on my last 5 videos or shorts. Let's get started. A special shout out goes out to Bender, CWL, Diana Clark, Jean, Hector Borrero, Jill, Joe, George Skinner, Keith Blount, ShirleeKnott, Tom Emody, and Tom Michael. I sincerely want to thank everybody who leaves a like and a comment. Also, thanks to all the recent subscribers and the rest of you who come back each week to watch these episodes. If you have an encounter story that you would like to share, then please forward your stories to OntarioCyrptids@gmail.com. I would be honored to share your story with like-minded people. Today we have 3 interesting clips and 1 interesting channel I would like to share with you all. As a bonus, I will be sharing a follow-up from CWL regarding the Medicine Bow Mountain area. If you haven't heard his encounter, please watch episode 126. Now sit back and relax as we begin with today's clips and encounters. This first clip is courtesy of Bigfoot Testimony, and it is called Campers Terrorized by Bigfoot. I could not find the original clip, so I don't know where this took place or when it occurred. I will just play this clip because it is pretty much self-explanatory. If anybody knows who posted the original or knows the backstory, please leave a comment below. Now, I'm just going to let this play through with its original audio.
You hear it? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light. Fuck. Hey! That was not an elk. Fuck. Where's that coming from? Get my keys. Oh, get ready. Everybody, get in my truck.
This next one was posted on Twitter by UFO Secrecy. It's a very organic looking UFO. It kind of reminds me of like a dolphin. That's the first thing that comes to mind, a dolphin, or almost a shortened version of a stingray. But in any case, the image was posted to UFO Secrecy, and it says, there are still images from the video we just uploaded of the UFO speeding ridiculously close to the Beechcraft King aircraft. It says it was originally, the original video was uploaded to Twitter by J. Alberto. Now, I looked for a J. Alberto on Twitter, and the only thing I could find is J. Alberto Abreu 776, but I could not find the original post, so I'm not even sure if that's the right person. In any case, I don't have the video. I just have 4 still photos, and I'm going to show them to you right now. All right, so here's another clip that was posted to Bigfoot Testimonies YouTube page. And once again, I could not find the original clip, so I don't know where this took place or the backstory to this one. If anyone knows the original or knows when this was taken, I would greatly appreciate you leaving a comment below. But once again, I would have to say this is pretty self-explanatory, so let's take a look.
Hello? Hello? The fuck is that in the woods?
These next photos and clips come courtesy of Swan Lake Bigfoot channel on YouTube. I have since subscribed to Rob's channel, and the following is an excerpt from his About page on YouTube. Located in northwestern Alberta, Canada, experiencing Bigfoot since 1972 and documenting the Bigfoot phenomenon since 2019. Sharing our stories and personal experiences, as well as attempting to find answers to the mystery and ways of these exclusive creatures, finding structures, tracking, and spending time within their realm, connecting. I believe these creatures to be gentle giants and should be respected. In his videos, Rob can be seen walking with two cameras, one strapped to his back, filming behind him, and the other one to record himself. He seems to be able to capture them right from the trail, and they literally stare at him from the tree line. I have just discovered Rob's channel this weekend, and I encourage you to go check it out. I will leave a link in the description below. Now, why don't we take a look at these clips and stills from the Swan Lake Bigfoot channel. All right, so this last encounter comes from a YouTube subscriber, a friend, CWL, and we're going to be heading to Carbon County, Wyoming, and the time would be around the fall of 2022. Hello, V. I called my contact in Wyoming who lives in Carbon County, and we talked for nearly an hour and a half. The conversation quickly turned to weird things we both had experienced in the past. He told me that this past elk season, 2 hikers went into Medicine Bow Mountains for a few days' hike. They knew it was elk season and had their orange hunting vests so they could be easily seen. One of the hikers was smart enough to bring a pistol and bear mace. Both hikers were in good shape and had hiked in many places in Wyoming and Colorado. They had permission to cross private-owned ranches so they wouldn't get into trouble for trespassing. They said that they would be back to their SUV in about 4 days, but no longer than a week. When a week went by and the SUVs were still parked in the same spot, the ranchers that they parked on sent my contact and another rider towards the direction that the hikers said that they would be in. They rode through the timber looking for signs of human activity, but didn't find anything the first day. The next day, the SUVs were still there, and they began a second search for the hikers. The second day, they found a dirty shirt on a limb of a tree, but nothing else. On the third day, there was a bad lightning storm, so they didn't go looking for the hikers. So my contact went into town to ask some local hikers where they would have made camp if it had been them. What they told him was that they wouldn't spend another night in the mountain, nor would they hike that mountain again. They told him where they made camp, and they were less than 2 miles from their car, but they wanted to spend one last night in the mountains. That night, the trio of hikers were sitting around a small campfire and talking when the lab mixed dog that they had brought with them began to act nervous. The dog whined and growled and looked into the dark and growled nervously. One man in the group grabbed the firearm that he had brought, and they added more wood to the fire to brighten up the area. The dog then did something that he hadn't done since he was a puppy, and that was he wet himself. The dog kept growling and whining, and the same dog had chased away bears from trash cans and mountain lions off the porch. The dog wouldn't leave his owner's side but kept growling and whining. The man telling the story to my contact said that they could hear faint footsteps and smelt a rough odor that smelt worse than a barbecued goat. The smell was so bad that it caused the 3 of their eyes to water. But whatever was out there was smart enough to stay out of the light of the flashlight and the light of the fire. The man then yelled out, "I have a loaded firearm, and if you try to hurt us, I will shoot you." Finally, the sun came up and the 3 hunters quickly packed up their camp and headed to their car. The man said that the whole time they were walking to their car, they kept looking back because they felt like they were being dogged out of the mountains. The man told him the exact location where they had made their final camp. After the storm passed on the 4th day, my contact and a few more riders rode to the spot where the man said that they had their encounter. About a mile up the mountains from the spot, they found the hiker's tent blown up against a tree, but no sign of the hikers. The authorities and the family of the hikers were notified. Planes flew over and some tracking dogs were brought in, but they turned up nothing. A few weeks ago, while looking for stray cattle in the mountains, a rider found a shredded-up orange hunting vest and hiking shoes. A few more people went back to look for the 2 hikers, but they came up empty-handed. A family member of the owner of the SUV came and got the SUV and thanked the people who looked for their missing family member. My contact asked me if I thought that the hikers would ever be found. My answer was, nope. 7 months is a long time to survive in the mountains without the proper equipment, and whatever happened to the hikers would forever remain a mystery, and nature has claimed the remains of the 2 hikers. The 2 hikers' camp was less than 3 miles away from where I had my encounter in the thicket. My contact asked me if I believe in Bigfoot, and my answer was, there is something out there. Too many people go missing without a trace for me not to believe that something isn't out there. True, everyone has a cell phone that can be tracked down, but batteries don't last forever, and the areas these people go missing, there isn't good cell service, if there's any. Cell phone companies don't invest in cell towers where there aren't people. And where there's a small population of people, there's a lot of hiding places for a large critter. I was asked if I would shoot a Bigfoot. My answer, if it's between me coming home and sleeping in my own bed, I would without hesitation. But I doubt that I would ever get back into the shape to go into Sasquatch country, and if I do, I definitely will not return to Medicine Bow Mountains, no matter how beautiful they are. I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode. I love some of the many Sasquatch faces captured by Rob of Swan Lake Bigfoot YouTube channel. He has a few that looks more like an alien than a Bigfoot. I encourage you all to go check out his channel. Thank you, CWL, for allowing me to share yet another great story. I hope your health improves, that you're able to head out hiking and enjoying nature. And thank you to all my dedicated OC members. Without you, this channel would not exist. If this story or clips reminded you of an encounter that you may have had and would like to share, then please forward your stories to OntarioCyrptids@gmail.com. I would be honored to share your story on this channel. Thank you again for listening until the end. I truly appreciate it. Please hit the like button on your way out and smash that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you all next week right here on OntarioCyrptids.